How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to yet another weekly warehouse update. Really exciting week this week. We're going to kick it off with probably the most exciting stuff. I'm going to just be honest, but a lot of fun stuff hitting the site this week. So first off, the MVP Open MVP discs are here. We're going to kick it off with the Eclipse Tempo. The Tempo is kind of like their zone-esque disc, shallower than the Entropy, which is their other one. Definitely a little bit less stable than an Entropy. Very similar flight to a zone. So if you've thrown the Entropy and you wanted something a little bit less, or you're a zone guy, I honestly think this is even a little bit shallower than a zone. It almost feels more like a mid-range than a zone does, but it definitely fits kind of that bill, fits that slot. Very, very comfortable disc. And in the Eclipse plastic, it's zone-esque. I think in the more like neutron plastic and stuff, it can be a little bit straighter than a zone, but this is the only one I've ever thrown. Really good experience with it yesterday. A lot of fun. Next up down the line, we've got the Watt. This is one of the cooler stamps I've seen. Like the way that they do these like halftone dots to like make it look like a gradient, like fade into the background with I don't know, super sick. But the Watt's just basically the putter feeling version of the Glitch. Dead straight, tons of glide, super fun. We got a bunch of different colors in these, and some of them are even like the swirly neutron, or not neutron. What is this plastic? Plasma. So these are neutron, surely. No, these are plasma too. So a lot of fun there. We also have, these are rhythms, some proton rhythms with a little MVP Open lobster claws coming out of there. Their stamp job is just unreal. I grabbed another green one, of course. Like, look at that. And the swirly rims on these. The rhythm's just an awesome disc, flippy disc, but in this proton plastic, it's probably gonna be a little bit more overstable, but still plenty of flip. Then this is gonna be one of the big stars of the show, the Parachute, which is essentially the streamlined version of the Glitch. So single mold. We threw this a bunch yesterday. Ton of fun. So much glide. Just goes right where you want it. It is awesome. And in this plastic, the soft proton, it just feels money. Don't be surprised if one of these ends up in my bag. Just so much fun. Every time I throw a Glitch, Parachute, Pitch, all generally the same disc, I just fall back in love with it. They're just a ton of fun. And this one just looks awesome. And I love the plastic on it. So a bunch of different, they all just like look like ice. Like, look at that. It's just gorgeous disc. Next, we have a brand new disc, I believe, which is actually a St. Jude fundraiser for the MVP Open. This is the Shift, Streamlined Shift. Flippy, I don't actually know the flight numbers on it. I would say Flippy 11 speed, maybe 10 speed. But I was throwing it yesterday. Really, really fun time. It was a great hyzer flip to turn. It was a little bit flippier than I expected, but super comfortable. Really consistent dome on these. So it gives you a ton of glide. If you're looking for, you're throwing about 300, 350, and you're looking for that really like next kick in the tail extra distance, this is great. Or if you're throwing 375, 400 plus, and you're looking for just a really fun understable disc, like trick shot type disc, check out the Shift. Got a bunch of different plastics in those. And I believe these are also some more Shifts. Look at this, like black and swirly ones. So that's the MVP Open discs. A bunch of fun discs. They're all live on the site right now.
All right, so new Discmania disc just came out. This is already dropped, no pun intended, because the disc itself is called the Drop. But at the time you're watching this, there may or may not be a few left on the site. So that's what I'm going to tell you about this. So if you're watching this, you're interested, go grab one right now. This disc is around to stay, though. I'm sure we'll have more. This is the Nicholas Antela Creator Series disc. This is one they made for him. It is in Color Glow C-Line, and it is basically their next iteration of an overstable approach disc. You can see that very familiar profile there. I think it reminds you of a zone right away. However, in my experience throwing these yesterday, I think they got a little bit more stability to them. Really nice disc. Maybe similar to the flight of a razor claw with that extra stability, but with the feel and the shallowness of a zone, which is really, really cool. This is a fantastic mold. This is something that Discmania will do well with in their lineup, and a really nice stamp as well, and in a great plastic blend. So like I said, if there's any of these left on the site right now and you want to check it out, go grab one before they run out, and I'm sure we'll have some in stock in the future as well, because this is going to be a popular mold. I have a good feeling. So make sure to check out the Drop.
Gonna hit you with some overstable Discraft, because we got a bunch of different overstable molds. We're gonna start it off with the Swarm. First off, we still have, it looks like 2 of the Andrew Presnell Tour Series Swarms for this year. After he won Creators Cup, he got bumped, not Creators Cup, there's a flashback, Champions Cup. He got bumped back up to the old tour team and picked the Swarm. Great idea from Presnell, it sold very well. But we also have some stock Swarms. These are just the ESP. The Swarm is just a great, very comfortable, very overstable 5-speed. Bunch of different swirls here. Check out this swirl. This one, this blue-green gorgeousness is ESP Forest 170 and 172 on the side. If you want to grab this exact one. Board flat there. Just awesome, awesome disc. Great feeling hand in the hand, forehand and backhand. So check the swarm out. If you're looking for a little bit more distance, we got a few options for you. First off, we've got the Raptor. Not nearly as overstable as the Swarm when it comes to like its class, but it's more overstable than your Vulture, your Thunderbird, stuff like that, a little bit less than your Firebird. Just a really controllable, overstable disc, ton of fun to throw around. We got a bunch of Z Raptors in stock right now. And then the faster version of the Raptor really is the Venom, and we got them in Z Light Venom if you're looking for something with a little bit more push, but you like the feel of the Venom mold, which makes a lot of sense. The Venom is one of the most comfortable feeling molds out there. We also have some stock Z Venoms if you want that beef and the good feel. We have some ESP Venoms, and then we also have some ESP Glow Anthony Barella Venoms. So all kinds of Venoms here. Pick your poison. Oh, how about that one, huh? A little dad joke. Moving down the line, I also actually, it's literally down, I want to talk about the Predator. This is, a lot of people don't really, they sleep on the Predator. They don't really think about it. The Predator was like the OG fairway driver, to be honest with you, in Discraft's lineup, but the OG overstable fairway driver got more stability to it than the Raptor. So if you like the Raptor, but you want something with a little more teeth, check out the Predator. Yeah, and it's very interesting. They, right here it is. There's some cross hatching. They tried this back in the day. It's only on that one little section. So some people are like, oh, I hate it. I'm never going to throw the Predator. Let me just show you how to avoid the cross hatching on the Predator, okay? Did you see it? I'll do it again. You got that? Oh, you want the grip. There you go. It's that simple. So a little rainy day, you want some grip, grab there. Oh, I don't like it. Grab there. Problem solved. So Predator, nice overstable. I have to talk about the Passion. We were only talking overstable disc, but then I saw the Passion, and we still got a few different versions of the Passion. Just one of the greatest fairway drivers ever made. So now back to your regularly scheduled overstable programming, because we got to talk about one more disc, the Force. The Force is just like a, I mean, to me, it's a little bit less comfortable Venom, which means the Venom's not comfortable to you. You probably like the Force more. But Z Forces are nice and overstable. Big Z Forces can be really overstable, can be flippy. These feel overstable. That orange one does at least. So if you're looking for another overstable disc, check out the Force. So overstability-wise, obviously we got zones. I didn't talk about those. Zone, Zone OS, Swarm, Raptor, Predator, Force, Venom. What more could you want?
Okay, over here at the Innova shelf, going to tell you about some classic Innova molds that we have restocked right now. Listen, Innova's on the up and up right now. Signed Kevin Jones. He's playing pretty good disc golf. So, hey, maybe consider it if you're part of the new wave of disc golf. You don't already know how good Innova is. So, let's start out with the classic, okay? The AVR. Right now, we have these sick, like, classic AVR stamped Halo AVRs. Really, really neat. We have those in some cool colors as well. You get the gold Halo on there. Very nice. And then we have just the normal classic AVRs. We've got these full stamped ones, which are pretty neat, pretty cool there. And then, yeah, that's what we have right now for the AVR. These have won more world titles than any other putter out there, and there's a reason for that. They're just kind of like the standard for what a good putting putter and throwing putter should be. If you've never tried these out, I used to putt with classic AVRs. I know Hunter did at some point as well. They're a great putter because they're very affordable. They're DX, and you can get a bunch of them, and they're great. They fly really straight. They're just a very agreeable putter, great for beginners and advanced players. If you're looking for something that is incredibly simple on the putting green and just gets the job done, check out the AVR. On to some other molds. We got something for the big arms here. The Boss. This mold gets slept on a little bit because the Destroyer is so popular, but in the era in which 13 and 14 speeds are so popular, you should consider the Boss. It's not overdoing it for a 13 speed. It still feels okay in the hand. It's not too wide, and you basically are just getting a little bit more speed and stability than the Destroyer. We've got that in Halo. We've got some Star Bosses. Oh, look at that. They even got the David, or well, it doesn't say David Wiggins anymore, but they've got his world record there. I'll give him the shout out. A lot of people don't know that, oh, here we go. This one does. The Blizzard there. A lot of people know that Paul McBeth actually threw a Boss quite a bit later in his Innova career. So yeah, we've got that in Star, we got that in the Blizzard, and in the Halo Star. Check out the Boss for some max distance. And then we're going to talk about one of my favorite discs that we have a restock in right now, and that is the Wraith. And right now we have, oh, just some insane Halo Wraiths. I mean, look at that. They always go so hard in the paint for the Wraiths for whatever reason. Like, we just get some really good swirls in those, and you can see they're just so bright and vibrant. And these are really good runs. These Halo ones are going to be pretty overstable, pretty comparable to a Destroyer, brand new. So if you like the race because they have that narrower rim, you're going to like those for that stability. And then if you're looking for something that goes a little bit straighter, we also have some Champ Race. We have like a few other plastics, but we have a good bit of these. These are actually Moon Dust Race. These are pretty sick. So this is basically like luster glimmer. So you're going to have a Champ feel in the hand, but I think they got a little bit more gumminess to them. And these ones have a nice dome to them. These probably bomb. So check out the Wraith. We have a good stock right now of some bomber Wraiths. And yeah, as always, Innova, they have great plastic. So make sure to check them out if you're not on the Innova wave, because I think a lot of the new disc offers might not be quite as into Innova, but you should be, because it all rocks.
All right, we're over in Discmania world. I want to highlight two specific molds down here, the Shogun and the Sensei. You can see why I get them confused sometimes, but basically they are neutral to slightly overstable throwing putters. I mean, you could putt with them, but they're in premium plastic. These are both glow, but the Sensei is just a little bit shallower in the hand. It's really that the Shogun has a bead is like what makes it really feel that much deeper. But the Sensei is if you like a little bit shallower beadless putter. The Shogun if you want a little bit deeper with a bead. But both of them are phenomenal throwing putters. Trevor and I have both used the Shogun before because I recognize the stamp. And I remember it being just like kind of flew like my PA3 or kind of like a Judge-esque where I could just really lean into it. It was going to go straight. It was going to have a little bit of a finish. I would not call it overstable by any means, but it wasn't like a hyzer flip. It was just kind of throw it hard and straight, watch it go, and fade. Just really, really good, consistent throwing putter, what you wanted out of it. And then Trevor was just saying that Silas Schultz and some other guys used to love the Sensei for a similar reason. So it sounds like basically pick what you want here. You have a little bit deeper with a bead for the Shogun, a little bit shallower beadless for the Sensei. If you've tried them both before, comment down below which one you prefer. But we got them both in stock right now.
Quick shout out here for our subscription box. I teased this or kind of showed it off a little bit last week, but if you didn't see that, here you go. And I do have an update, even if you did see last week's, because we have the Brixton cards that are going to come in this box. If you can't tell already, this box is kind of my theme. So this is a collectible card you're going to get only in the subscription box. That's going to be a swag item. And then the discs, we started off here with the Supra. These are glow Supras. We got a bunch of different foils on these and a new stamp that we did. And I've already bagged one of these right out of the box. These are nice and flat and have a great hyzer flip. You don't have to beat them in. If you're looking for a hyzer flip disc that's really good right away, that's this disc. They're very, very good. And this is the only place you're going to get this disc with this stamp. Moving on, we've got Z Stalkers. The reason why we did Z Stalkers is because they're being discontinued in the Z plastic, and it's like my favorite fairway. And we did a really cool Staub Mob overstamp on these and gobbled up the last little bunch from the factory there at Discraft. So this is a great place. If you like the Z Stalker, get in on the subscription box this month. You're going to get one with the Staub Mob stamp. Great disc. I've already bagged one of those as well, and they are perfect. Super, super straight. And then finally, we have some Lucid Raiders over here, my favorite distance driver. These things are incredible. A little bit more forgiving than something like a Destroyer, but they go super, super far. You're going to get a little flip up for the bigger arms at the start, especially. What I really like the Raider for is once they beat in, they become an awesome hyzer flip disc. I've had one in my bag for like 3 years. It's flied the same for like 2 of those years, basically. Great disc. And so that is our monthly box. If you're not familiar with this, basically, you sign up for this. It's what, $45? You get 3 discs and a swag item. We always do cool custom stamps and new themes every single month. And we have some insane themes coming up the end of this year, especially. So make sure you get in on that. And if you want this month's box, you can still sign up right now and you're going to get that.
And last but not least, we have one of our most popular hats of all time back in stock, the Performance Trucker hat. It's a performance material, has a nice little elastic it just makes it so much more comfortable. It makes it feel almost flex fitty without being flex fit, adjustable to hat size to fit pretty much any hat size wearer out there. So all head sizes rejoice here. But it's got a nice little structured cap up top, because I know some people don't like the Performance Dad hat for that reason, so it'll hold its structure there, perforated back, and then that performance material all around. And it has sun protection. I don't think I've ever highlighted that before. So if you're trying to protect the head there,
Bada bing.
bada boom. But we got a bunch of different colors, and by a bunch I mean 3. We got gray, we got black, and we got navy. So these are, and of course, last time I showed this, I always love this little foundation branded inside, huh? How about that? So These are a ton of fun, always super popular whenever they hit the site. I know a lot of you were waiting for them to come back. We actually didn't even have that many of these at Worlds. So there was a lot of people that came up to the booth that were sad boys because we didn't have them, and sad girls. Well, don't be sad anymore. They're on the site. You can also check out, we have a bunch of different hats too. And if you're like, oh, that's cool and all, but I wish it was a name brand, we got a very similar hat that's just Adidas. So you can pay for the name brand too. So there you go. But check all that out and more over at foundationdisc.com. We'll be back next week to tell you about whatever comes in the warehouse.